Hello, I want to talk about this. Kamala Harris is not. Now, this is right on video. This is nothing I made up. She said she is not going to do anything for the blacks in America. Quote, let's be clear, unquote. It's right there on video. I didn't make it up. She is moving on with the American agenda to keep black people poor, to make sure we don't have jobs, make sure we can't get business loan. If a black man goes into a bank, the banks give him, even for a $2,000 loan, they'll give him 101 excuses why they're not going to give him a $2,000 loan. And look, they know what his salary is. They know what kind of check he's getting. They look him right in the face why they're not going to give him a $2,000 loan. Their whole agenda is to keep black people poor. No jobs, no housing, nothing. Okay, now Kamala Harris is brainwashed into that agenda. Now, with the cooperation of all black celebrities, whether they are anchors or whether they're in sports, music, or whatever, you cannot do anything for the blacks in America. It's written in their contract. They can't even give a black person a loan. They can't even have a laundromat in the black community. They can't have a restaurant in the black community, and not really. Okay? Their agenda is they keep black people poor. You can't do anything for the blacks in America. That's why they want to keep us poor. Take away the jobs, take away the housing, give it all to the illegals, Central American illegals, and now the Venezuelan illegals. She said she's going to build more housing. For whom? It's not for the blacks. It's not for the working class poor whites. It's not for them. It's for the Venezuelans and the Central Americans. Why? Because they have something we want, which is drugs. We don't have an economy unless we have drugs. I mean, look, I got narco traffickers right beside me, and not one adult in that house works. Yet they buying cars. They buy cars, vans, sports cars, etc. And not one adult in that house works. They get welfare and narco trafficking. The job creation is for the Venezuelans. If they want to build a hospital, build a house, they're going to give that job to the Central Americans. It's not for blacks. It's not for poor, working poor whites. It's not what it's for. Now, Oprah, the Miss Billionaire, she hasn't had one person get off Skid Row. She hasn't had one 80-year-old woman get off Skid Row, and they are on Skid Row. She has not helped one person who has dwarfism or midget. And I know it's hard for them on living on the streets. She has not helped one of them get off the streets. Now, see, Kamala Harris and Oprah, they want us to vote for her. They want, and she's brainwashed. They want us to vote for Kamala Harris. She's brainwashed into this American agenda to keep black people poor by any means necessary, to quote Malcolm X. And she's committed to doing that. She's committed to this open border policy. We're getting the worst of the worst. We're getting the worst, the gangs, the worst of the worst people in here. But she's committed to that stupid policy. Never mind that there's not enough housing. Never mind there's not really enough food. Never mind there's no spaces for them to go. Okay? Never mind. See, they want us to vote for a brainwashed person who's going to move on with this agenda. To have an open borders policy and to keep black people poor by all means necessary. I can trace my roots back to about 1860. Now, Kamala is the daughter of immigrants. She can't trace her roots back to 1860. Now, I think America finds that black people who are immigrants or the children of immigrants more palatable than black Americans. Like the lieutenant governor of Virginia is a Jamaican. But white people, I'm not racist, I'm real. They find her more palatable than, let's say, a black person who's native, who can trace their roots back to the Civil War. They find, a black woman who's from another country more palatable. They find Kamala more palatable because they say she's black. She's the daughter of immigrants. But she's more palatable than a native black person. They're more comfortable with a black person who's an immigrant or the child of an immigrant. Now, I may not vote at all this year unless there's a third party because they're both two very bad choices unless there's a third party. But I cannot vote for Kamala Harris because she's of that brainwashed agenda to keep black people poor by all means necessary. I can't vote for Trump because he's an adulterer and he's a criminal. I can't vote for him. And a hate monger. I can't vote for him either. So I may not vote at all unless they have a third party. But what I don't understand, one thing I don't understand about Biden, he lets all these people in, and he has not considered that there's no housing, there's not enough food for any of these people. There's not enough jobs. There's only X amount of jobs. The white man does not have an infinite amount of jobs. He only has X amount of jobs. Okay? And he didn't even consider the housing situation, the food situation. He didn't consider how it was going to bankrupt the cities like New York and Chicago, etc. There is no housing. But I can't vote for somebody who's in the brain, who's going along with and Oprah's going along with it, keep black people poor. You know, none of these black celebrities, they can even build a laundromat in the black community. They can't not do that. Cannot do anything. They cannot even give a black person a $500 loan, which their shoes cost more than that. Okay? So that's what Kamala Harris says. She's not going to do anything for the blacks in America. So think about that. Have a nice day.